Hello again, everybody. It is the coach. You're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. On deck, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. With that, let's get out to venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Standing by with the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come in after a loss last time out, but they've still been in good form, winners of 6 of their last 8. Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they come in riding high, just 1 loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. Commanding the offense will be the 6', 225-pound quarterback, former Missouri Tiger Chase Daniel.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. Space to maneuver at the 40, and he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive, 17 yards and a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Well, look at the numbers for Coleman in last week's game. 15 carries, 67 yards.
And I know that last week's game is over, but this feels almost like a continuation of what he did in the previous game. It's almost as if in his mind, he knitted together the 2 weeks with no break. He's off to a nice start here.
Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. And let's take a look at the Bears offense.
I'm eager to take a look at wide receiver Brandon Cooks because I love a guy who can go deep and catch the football. And what he did in 2017 with the Patriots and Tom Brady, 16 catches, over 20 yards each, averaged nearly 17 yards per catch for the season.
Green, 39.
From the shotgun on 3rd, Daniel. And this is going to be incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
So here are the Lions now backed up for their first drive. And they'll be led out by their quarterback, the Stanford man. It's Andrew Luck.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Luck now on 2nd down. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy, let him pick up the first down.
Back to the ground on first. Again, it's Rawls. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Time to run through the starters on the defensive side for Chicago. They enter play ranked 8th against the run in the NFL.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. On 2nd down, Rawls. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
First down, this is Rawls. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain.
Give him credit for batting it away, but unable to come up with the interception. And sometimes that joke does come true. Guys are on defense for a reason. Maybe their hands aren't quite as skillful as the guys on offense, but a lot of credit on that play for just knocking it away.
Luck now to throw. And he finds his man. That's Butler. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it. I didn't
offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
On 2nd down, here's Locke. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. O.J. Howard, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are going to take a first-quarter lead. Lutz good on the extra point. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Tackle made there by Zach Brown. And now the Lions' defensive starters.
Coming off a career-high 14.5 sacks in 2017, which tied for 2nd in the NFL as DeMarcus Lawrence. How did he get to be so good in 2017? Consistency. Finally able to play pretty much a full season to show off a nice array of pass rushing moves. He knows how to get to the quarterback.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. This is Coleman, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. We see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Goodwin. That's the first catch of the game for Goodwin. It's a 1st down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Holding offense.
They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
And he powers his way up past the 30. DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle.
All right, here we go.
Coleman. And some room to roam now. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
It seemed like the situation was 2nd and a mile to go for a 1st down, but screams what? Throw the football. You got to pass in order to try and pick up that kind of yardage. But in this case, they ran a tendency breaker because the tendency is for defenses to be out there and be set up for a pass. So you break tendency and actually run the football. That changes everything because if you're able to find a crease, you often have bigger guys working against smaller guys downfield. They picked up excellent yardage there to bring up a 3rd down.
And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, there to get him down.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Off play action. Daniel. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for everyone possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line.
That was another good run, and he's having an excellent day. And right now, I don't think his team could have any more confidence in handing him the football.
And before they can run another play, the clock hits triple zeros. And time is up on the first quarter. They'll face a 3rd down conversion attempt here, 3rd and 3. Now it's Locke off the bootleg. And Adams has it complete. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down. Spectacular catch turns into a 1st down.
1st down saves him from a 3-and-out. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
The best play callers in any league know how to break their tendencies. They study themselves, they self-scout, and they realize most of the time you don't call a draw play on 1st and 10. So every so often you insert that play just to make the defense think, even if it's not successful.
They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now you can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Just 21 yards on the punt there, and the Bears take over. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Takes this to the 45. Broken tackle. Brought him a little extra space. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
A good pick up there of 20 yards. Coleman now. Sharp there with his feet, gets him a little extra space, and then drop just inside the 20. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my play list, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Detroit was up for the challenge through the air. They force a 4th down. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And Detroit getting set to go now. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. They'll fake the handoff. Now Luck. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
3 downs, 3 first downs. So they're moving it now almost like a well-oiled machine, and somehow the timing has to be disrupted. So if you're a defensive coordinator, what do? Bring more pressure, try to be more exotic, maybe talk to your best player and say, hey, you got to make a play for me. And the timing of where you're going to get them could be in different spots. Everybody wants to affect the quarterback, but on your way to the quarterback, what can you do maybe with the offensive line and get them out of whack a little bit in order to create a little bit of chaos?
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. And incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's third down. Throwing on third down, Luck. And that is incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
And now the punter Tress Way as he sends this one away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. That'll go for only 17 yards on the punt.
All right, here we go.
Daniel on first down. And this is going to be incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Now let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
That was good, tough running right up the middle, and if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
3-19.
Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
Here's Daniel now on 2nd down. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
They get 9 yards there, and they get a first down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked into the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion. And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved it and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Geis with the carry on 2nd down. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Here's Coleman. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
On every snap, a defense is trying to establish who they are, but on 3rd and short, that's really when you put it out there and tell people who you are, and that's exactly what they did. For the offense, they're looking at their offensive line and saying, guys, where are you? We need you on those plays.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
On 1st and 10, Luck. He rifles one that's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. A great pick, nice return, but you know he's just beating himself up inside for not getting all the way in.
No doubt about it, because he had visions of end zone in his mind. Going to be the total hero. But we did see there the emphasis on is not just good enough to pick it off anymore. Bring it back, get the yardage, and really help out your offense.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On second down, here's Daniel. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. I'm surprised they accept the penalty.
The only thing that comes to mind for me is they want to move them back 5 yards because they feel good about their defense. But in most situations, you take the down. That's what counts more.
This will be caught just inside the 10. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. So that one a hold right guard. And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. He picks up 7 yards there, but they're still faced with a difficult 3rd and goal here. A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Now Daniel on 3rd and goal. The quick slant caught. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So he remains perfect. 3 for 3 in the field goal department. And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board. Andrew Luck and company heading back onto the field. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard. He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark. Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now. Now a first down throw. Lock out to the left there and complete to Howard. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the gun, here's Love. The left side throw complete to Adams. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. On first down, it's Love. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Well, this is how you shape the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4. And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when and told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I'll just figure there's something wrong with the football. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. To the air again, Locke. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. And his kick is good. Not by much. It was leaking oil in the end, but he tucks it in the bottom right corner. And they take the lead here by a point, 10-9. Now the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much.
Well, who needs a halftime? Am I right? Let's resume play. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Meanwhile, up in Green Bay, the Dolphins have jumped out to an early lead in their ball game. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. Now a play fake here on first down. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And out across midfield down to the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
As far as I'm concerned, Andrew Luck can do it all. I mean, he's an underrated runner, toughness in the pocket, strong and stout. But let's face it, the money, that comes from his arm.
And smart, valedictorian of his high school class in Houston, then he goes to Stanford. He's got it all. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defenders are going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what, I'm going to throw it to him. And that was a play made by the defense, and it could have been a bigger one.
The Lions on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing again is Locke. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Luck on first down. And he finds the tight end Rodgers. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Butler. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. Luck now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll try to run with Rawls. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Thomas Rawls, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions add on to their lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Now let's go. 3-19.
And the drive begins with a run by Geis. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Definitely too early to panic, but that is his 4th carry of the game, and collectively has in total 10 yards. So maybe there's no panic.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids.
All right, here we
Half
go.
linebacker,
Green,
half
39.
defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
That ball's caught. Aguilar, right side. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he's on to punt for Chicago. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Lions will take over. The drive begins with a run by Rawls. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. A gain of 3, second down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
They go play action here on first down. Over the middle, complete. That's Adams. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Now a play fake, and it's locked. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Now Love. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Dez Bryant, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter, out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Lutz with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Hurry up, here we go. 3, 9.
Throwing on 2nd down, Daniel. And Blake, the tight end's got it. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Not a blitz, but the guy who's normally the last line of defense recognizes he had a chance to get to the quarterback, and that's exactly what he did.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, Daniel. Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd down, that's Coleman. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. first down. Love. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Dylan Cole. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Offensively, when you see cover two, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Off play action. Daniel. This is caught. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 23 yards on the play. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. On the ground, Geis. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was a terrific play. We're down here near the goal line, and only one word comes to mind for me, and that's overwhelmed, because they absolutely overwhelmed the offensive line. He came free and made the hit in the backfield.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Man, not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal.
Another stop on 3rd down, and this defense still hasn't allowed a touchdown to this point.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. Another 3 on the board. He's been the lone bright spot. That's now 4 field goals.
If this offense had finished a few drives, we'd be looking at a different complexion to this ball game, because right now, the trade is really wrong for them, isn't it? They're trading field goals while the other team's scoring touchdowns. That's not going to work.
They start on the ground with Rawls. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
They set up the screen to Rawls. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on. Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. From the gun on 3rd down, Watt. And this is going to be incomplete. Tre'Davious White, a member of the all-rookie team a year ago, there to knock it away.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turned into a nice play.
It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
Blue 90! Blue 90!
On 2nd and 10, Daniel. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 10. Now it's Daniel. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. In fact, he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quitting him.
0.
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Daniel now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Daniel looks to throw. Coleman has it here right side. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll be second down. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Shotgun snap for Daniel. They'll find Goodwin here on the right side. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Green 39! Green 39!
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it?
Here we go.
Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Now let's go! Blue landed! Blue landed!
So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues.
False start, offense.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
3-19!
On 3rd down, that's Coleman. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that lead is back down to 9 now. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
The busy afternoon continues for Rawls. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all.
And a loose football. Rawls loses it. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door jar, 2-score game. So hold on here, not done in the 4th. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. On the screen, this is Coleman. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, you're crediting your defense. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Zach Brown coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. 3rd and long, defense with no fear. They brought the pressure.
Zero fear at all. That means they feel really good about the guys who are going to cover. But the biggest one is they think their pressure will get there before he has a chance to find an open receiver.
And crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. And this score will stay right where it is. All things considered, a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck, and unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Deron Harmon makes the tackle.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. To throw is Love. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atoned for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. They fake the give. Daniel. Under pressure, and down goes Daniel. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
Throwing on 3rd down, Daniel. And that is incomplete. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Hurry up, here we go.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sheldon Rankins getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Here's Love. He's got Adams on the hookup. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Be right.
From the gun, here's Love. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Coverage there by the former 1st-round pick, William Jackson. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me that option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Rolls. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. And Lutz puts this one through. And that will give them a 12-point lead. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
From the shotgun on 3rd, Daniel. Good one, able to haul it in. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Now a play fake here on first down. Completes it to Aguilar. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Here's Daniel now on 2nd down. Drops it off for Coleman. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. From the gun, here's Daniel. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Now Daniel on first down. That's complete right around the 8. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. As the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
Here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
To the air again, Daniel. And he can't corral it. Maybe a big missed opportunity there defensively in the end zone. And now 3rd down.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively,
Let's go.
keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
And this is caught, so it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however. Coming from where they were, they knew this was going to be tough, but they got the touchdown. Now they need the miracle, the onside kick and a little extra.
Yeah, and you have to get the onside kick and not have the ball bounce around a lot and eat up time. You want to be able to grab it, possess it, and get your offense out there for what you just termed a miracle last chance.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Lions, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Bears, the loss will drop them to 6-3 now on the year. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaud. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.